let's say we have the CTO and he's leading his team of engineers, and now he's just forced to go and take his team through all this change as well. Because I mean, the world is changing around us really, really rapidly, and our work is changing rapidly. What would be your advice to him or them?
Kindness. Because people are scared, and people are scared in general right now. They're scared of losing their jobs. They're scared they're going to be replaced by AI. They're scared that they're going to be judged as not good enough if they're not catching up fast enough. So when we can get people out of that fear state, that's where we actually move things forward. So having conversations, even in the tech industry, we need to treat people as human beings, because that is what's actually going to move them forward. Being really harsh with them and pushing them and pushing them and pushing them and telling them they're not good enough is going to just put them into a state of fight, flight, or freeze. And we really aren't good at much when we're in that state. So when we can actually be human and let people actually be vulnerable and have conversations about it, which tech isn't really known for being super vulnerable, but when you can actually get that out and acknowledge it, that allows people to get into productive action instead of being in that fight, flight, or freeze where they're just constantly on an adrenaline rush and worried that everything is going to fall apart. But if there's that kindness and understanding, obviously you can't just let people run amok, but having them have the opportunity to be able to express what's going on will help them to move through the change a lot more easily than being harsh about it.
I love that. And in this journey, right, you've talked about people finding their own center, people finding their own dreams, but also just now about the kindness. What are the biggest mistakes that you see people make along this way on this journey?
Well, oftentimes the biggest mistake, especially if someone is developing a company, is falling in love with your idea. And I see people often spend years building something but not actually selling it. And they're in love with the idea that it's going to work out. If I build it, they'll come. And it's like, well, you also need to build the path to people finding the thing that you built and building that reputation. That's where places like LinkedIn and marketing come in, so that people can actually know that you've built this amazing thing. Because if no one knows about it, you're not going to be successful no matter how enamored you are in it. And I actually was on a podcast last week where the guy said, and I argued with him about this, because he was like, well, I feel like it's great to fail on your first 5 or 6 sales calls because you're going to learn so much. And it's like, well, if you have someone offering some guidance who has been there, done that, who can bring that discernment to your situation and help you not to fail that many times. Yes, you're going to fail, but maybe let's fail a little less hard, so that you're not spending 2-3 years with 0 clients while you're still going, it's going to work out, right? And I feel with how fast things are accelerating right now, you can't spend those 2 to 3 years failing hard and just learning the lessons the hard way. You need to bring in people who can help you, and the more heads you have to actually help you to move things forward, the better. So even within my company, like, I'm not the only one thinking about the products. I have a team who's thinking about the products as well, because I can see what I can see. I have my history, I have my lens. The other people are coming from different places as well. So when we put our heads together, we synergistically accelerate the quality of the products and move things forward. So that's what I think.
Those building relationships and actually finding those people around you. And then from there, you talk about also, and I think this is more for those that are actually building a company, that are in a company, it's about using the IP that you build up and actually scaling based on IP instead of based on the people. What do you mean by that one?
Well, you definitely want to be scaling with people as well. But when you have people bringing in their intellectual property and everyone is working together on the same thing and they can bring in their viewpoint from it, then you have a more comprehensive product. If it's just one person thinking, like, I know everyone is in this race to be the first billion-dollar solopreneur, right? But when you have other heads coming in and thinking about it, you have the ability to iterate it so much faster and innovate faster than you just being an island and a solopreneur in it. And again, with how fast things are accelerating, it's good to have different viewpoints so that you can innovate faster.